Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of ChluyTalk Podcast. I'm your host, hellachluy, and today's guest is my Instagram friend, Chanda Mau. She's a chef and a foodie. Welcome, Chanda. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. Pretty excited and really nervous. So, Mom, before we start, so that everyone knows, it's Chanda. You're not the only one.
Oh, Chanda. Of course. My bad.
Yeah.
Chanda. I meant Chanda.
Chanda. Yeah, like file Chanda.
I just butchered it like a school teacher. My name used to be called, I used to get my name butchered all the time. It'd be like Phanit. Phanit. My name's Phanit, but it'd be like, Phanit. I'm like, what? PH? I'm like, come on.
The PH is not bad.
So how are you today? How's Texas? Rep your city. Let them know.
All right. Okay. So today, guys, I am in Austin, Texas. We are doing well. We're getting a lot of rain, but that gets us ready for tubing season. So I say that if you've never visited Austin, and when you do, 1, call me. 2, we're going to take you tubing. It's because of all this rain. But Austin is good. Texas is hot, but we're good. We're good.
Tubing as in like inner tube in the water?
Yes, it's a thing.
Dope.
Okay. So this is why, guys, whenever I went home during college, Matt was like, if I wanted a farmer's daughter, I would have had one, because I would go tubing every week with my friends and we would get some adult beverages or water and like sit on the inner tubes and just have beverages for hours in the water or in the lake.
Tubing sounds fun. I've always wanted to go to Texas. One day I'll visit Texas. I heard it was really cool. What's it like over there? Like in Texas, living in Texas.
Texas is cool. It is. And I say this word, so it's not cool, but it's dope, right? Since I moved here actually to Austin 20 years ago, and I thought afterwards I was going to go home after 4 years, but I've been here. There's so many fun things to do. We have this thing called the Green Belt, and it's just a place where you hike and go swimming. There's a lot of outdoor nature things, and people are really open here. You're going to hear that like Austin is weird, keep Austin weird. It's true. But a little insight on Texas, the rest of our town is conservative, or our city or our state. But otherwise, like conservative or not, it's a pretty good state. You have beautiful people, good food, and a lot of land.
Okay, so you're not from Texas? You said you moved there 20 years ago. Where are you originally from?
No, originally I was born in this country in a place called Calvidong, Thailand.
Yeah, me too.
And a little refugee camp. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I'm born in Calvidong too, so I was like, I thought.
I know.
But Texas is the only state you know, right? So you Texas is where you grew up.
Yep, I grew up in Houston, Texas. Yeah, I grew up in Houston. My family's still there. You got a lot of Cambodians out there too, just in case. But it's a great, diverse city. I say this: if you can deal with humidity, come on to Houston. We got it.
So is it humid right now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, because
it's totally humid. Always.
I don't know if you've been to New York. New York is pretty humid in the summertime. So I've lasted 10 summers in New York. So I think I could handle Houston heat.
Have you visited New Orleans?
Not yet. I heard it gets muggy over there too. Like uncomfortable. Yeah. So shoot.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of humidity,
so New
but
York,
I could deal with it in the summer. Like I have to deal with it.
It's good with your skin. Yeah. It's always good with your skin.
It?
So it is. Like you're like, why do you have flawless skin? Or why is it so like not me, but just anyone? They're like, your skin is so great. It's because of the humidity and the mosquitoes out in Texas.
Oh, mosquitoes.
So
shit.
I don't know if you guys heard this, but like they say everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
They're not wrong. The food, the heart, the love, the mosquitoes, all that stuff. It's true.
Texas. You're a foodie and you cook and stuff, so that's how I know you. And when did you like start learning how to like cook?
So I've been cooking all my life, right? But the story is I haven't liked it all my life. When I was little, I was always in the kitchen with my mom, and we would make the coconut and grind it, and we made everything from scratch. It wasn't until I went off to college. Guys, this is my story I always tell. I called my dad and my mom, and it was back when the rotary phone, you dialed it up. You're like, hello?
Yeah, I remember that.
And you're like, hi, Dad. Right. And so I called up my mom and my dad, and I asked them, I was like, how do you make this food? Because when I moved out here to Austin, and I say this now, you'll hear it on my stories, is that 20 years ago, Austin didn't have a lot of Asian food. So I'm far away from my parents, and that's what made me really learn how to cook. And the first thing my dad said to me was, "Oh, look, my daughter wants to get married." I'm like, "Dad, that's not it." But that's why I picked up cooking, because my mom wasn't close by. And if I wanted any good Cambodian food, it had to be in my kitchen. So.
Yeah, I've seen some of your food. It looks delicious, by the way. And you do like a lot of like pop-up events, or like you do like events where you like I don't know how do you call it, you like, I don't know if it's a pop-up or how do you explain?
We're still calling it's okay. So we finally came a coin term with it. We'll call it a pop-up, but really it isn't just to do a pop-up to pick up Cambodian food, which is one of the goals, right? So I've been making egg rolls, not to sell to make profit, but to raise funds for a fundraiser that's someone in need, right? The first ones that I've been doing is Boys and Girls of Austin. One that I recently did about a year ago that I think you and I met through was for the Bakers Against Racism. So I knew I couldn't just give money, right? Because time is money and whatnot. So I was able to just make egg rolls, and people were always asking me to make food and sell it. So I started selling my egg rolls and took those profit and donated to whatever we need. So far that's where it's at. So then I called up my girlfriend who owns Smoking Beauty and was like, "Do you mind if I just use your place to pick it up?" I didn't know the terminology from Instagram, and everyone's now like, "It's a pop-up." So from there, our friends, we hang out with all the same people, right? We have big hearts all together, like minds, all hang out. And a friend reached out, was like, "Can I join you on your pop-up?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on." And then we just, my friend Tal and I were like, we looked at each other and we're like, "Should we just turn this into like a mini farmers market fundraiser pop-up?" And we're like, "What do we even call this?" And that's it. You just said it. You were like, "It's a pop-up." Yeah. So that's where it's at. And and so I've been able to help spread love, because, I've been saying this for a while, food is love, but help spread, not just food and love, but Cambodian culture. Because every time I was there, like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I don't have to ask them, "What do you really mean?" I'm like, "Oh, my family and I are from Khmer or from Cambodia." And then you get to tell the story of not just where, food, and what, but also why we came here, the underlying tone of 1975. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that you're doing these fundraisers for like a good cause, whatever the cause may be, and and you do it by what you do best, whether it be egg rolls or Khmer cuisine. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. Keep on doing it, Thơ bon bien bon.
Yeah. Yes. Wow, I haven't heard that phrase in a really long time.
I believe in
awesome.
like karma and stuff. So like you doing the stuff that's, for the people, for the community, and
absolutely
blessings,
It was your help too, along with the rest of the community, not just Austin, because if you remember 3 months ago, we had a snowstorm and it was
terrible. Yeah.
It was bad. And I can say that now that I'm sitting here with lights and AC, and thank goodness my neighbors and I, we came together. I had a gas stove. My cousin took us in, the last half because we ran out of water. But because of that, what we saw out of the destruction was beauty, right? Everyone came together. I want to say it's not even our community in Austin, but it was Austin, Texas, the South, like all over the United States. I had coworkers. Everyone came together and helped out. And I was talking about through the destruction, through the sadness, there was one point, the very last day, thank God it was the last day, that I didn't think we were going to, I was like, how can we do this again? It was a groundhog moment. But after all of this, I just want to say the community came together, and I'm really glad we were able to do so.
Yeah. Wow. How important is it to have like a community that supports each other? Is that I feel like, it's really, times like those, like that, is really, really good to see the community come together and help each other out.
Yeah, I agree.
What you got going on right now? What are you working on? Like, what projects are you working on?
I'm actually working on, so this is obviously on two things. Just starting it. The first one is actually going back to a fundraiser. I know we were just talking about the fundraiser for Austin, and the Snowvid is what we called it here in town. But
Snowvid?
This Sunday. Snowvid.
Snowvid.
You know, we like play on words,
I like
Snowvid, right? So, but this Sunday, friends and I are getting together in the community again. You said how's Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about Austin, Texas that you need to know outside of there's a whole bunch of Longhorns here is that we love animals. We love cats, dogs, guinea pigs, all the above. So we're doing a fundraiser again for Austin Pets Alive. And that's a shelter that it's a no-kill shelter. They take in all the puppies and we're here to help support them. And so this Sunday at our friend's restaurant, we are going to have invited Austin Pets Alive come out. And they're bringing puppies to adopt. Again, I'm making egg rolls.
I love it. I love dogs. Yeah. So do you have to be from Texas to support this fundraiser?
No, not at all. Not at all, y'all. If it's okay with you, if you follow my Instagram, by means you don't have to, but if you find it on my page.
That's what we're here for. You can promote it. Yeah.
Right now?
I have all your info on the screen. Feed me right now on IG. And if anything, you could DM her and speak to her directly. But I think that's a really great cause. I just lost my dog, Sarah, April 13th. So me and my girlfriend were actually looking into a foster or adopting another dog. So and I think the ones we're looking at is coming from Texas too. They're coming to New York, they're a whole puppy. So I think every time, I like dogs more than humans, to be honest. Sarah's my best friend, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
So it's I feel like it's important to have a pet. How important is it to do you have a pet? Do you have a dog?
So here's the thing, right? You know how most humans are I can't take care of kids because I'm always gone. So I'm good with humans. I travel except the answer is no. And here's the reason why. I'm a really good dog aunt and a puppy aunt or a cat aunt. And a lot of times my friends are like, wait, whose dog is this? You don't have pets. I even have dog food ready to go. My neighbor, we're all close. My neighbor and I, we co-parent a dog. His name is Devo. So that's probably one of the dogs you'll see. And he's so cute. So I personally travel a lot for work, and that's starting to happen again. And so that's just not fair. Even a girlfriend of mine was like, we're not allowing you to have pets. So when I'm home, I take care of my friends' dogs a lot.
Awesome.
So yes.
I feel it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to hear about Sarah. I know we had pets. I'm just sorry to hear about her, man.
Yeah. It's life. Well, she was old. People thought she was a puppy, but she turned 14, and I think that's a pretty good age for a dog to live that long. Yeah.
So when did you get her?
We got her when she's 10 years old as a rescue from Facebook. It was a Khmer family. Didn't have time for her, so we saw her picture, and it was we had to go get her in Virginia. And it was love at first sight.
That's cool.
It was she's my best friend. So it was it's I don't know, not having her.
Yeah.
It's weird not having her around. She's always she'd be.
I can only imagine.
If I was doing a podcast right now, she'd probably be scratching at my door right now. So But
Aw.
I think
man,
I appreciate all the times we had though. It's life goes on, but that pain. I don't think that'll ever go away. You're just not having that love,
Mm-mm.
that companionship.
No, I loved one's pain will never go away. And you hit that unfortunately on the spot. But I do have one more question about her. So I've had a cat and I name all my animals human names. And so when I found out your dog's name was Sarah, that just made me love her even more.
Oh, really?
What made you choose Sarah?
It was just the name that was given from the previous owner. So we just kept it the way that it was, and we just liked it. She looked like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be weird to change her name, and she's already 10. She's probably used to being called Sarah. So I like the name Sarah for her. And it just
was it Sarah or Sarah?
I just do my comedy skits. I always do my Khmer accent, so it was it's Sarah, but
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, cool.
But I talked to her in Khmer, but I'll say Sarah, whatever.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yeah, so this fundraiser is ending this Sunday. Coming this Sunday?
Well, the fundraiser is this Sunday itself, right? And then we actually have 19 vendors. And so what it is it is a pop-up, like you said. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to local vendors, which a few of them are pet, folks who make pet clothes, pet treats, and things like that. Mm-hmm. So we're catering to them. And so I just asked them to come along. Like we won't charge you a fee to stay and hang out with us, but we just asked you to donate a portion of your proceeds that day. And I'm going to tell you this, people have been very generous with their donations. So I don't do a percentage. I don't ask them how much. I just let them be. And when you give people the free will of whatever they want to do, they've been very kind with it.
Okay, so
yeah.
It'll be Sunday the 23rd, and this episode will air the day before, so Saturday the 22nd.
Yep.
So if you guys want to support, reach out to Chanda. And if you're in Austin, you're locally, you want to pull up, right?
Yes.
So it's like
Yep.
And if you're looking to adopt, they can adopt dogs. Is that what it is? Like they can.
Yep, that's what we'll have dogs and cats there too. And just saying, if y'all want a video call, I bet you I can talk to Austin Pets Live and see what I can do. But yeah, come on down. We are looking for homes for these fur babies and just some love on them. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you guys get to enjoy her famous egg rolls.
You can't. This is the best part, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be Smoking Beauty brisket, which guys, keep your eyes out for Smoking Beauty. There's some stuff that's going to be airing in the next year. And then 2, it's going to be my mom's homemade recipe egg roll put together. It's a love child. What more can you ask for? A brisket egg roll.
Wow.
So with fish sauce.
Sounds delicious. Sure, you got to cook for me. You got to cook for me when I visit Texas.
I will. You just we will. We got you, dude. We got some Cambodian food, and we'll go wherever you want. We'll definitely get some tacos, but I'll definitely cook. So I say this: food is love, and a lot of people they cook to cook, But when you come over, and this is where I get this from my mom. It's just I enjoy cooking for others. I live by myself, and I can cook for myself, but I'm grateful for my community because when I cook, they just come in and really they just bring things. Like tonight after a podcast, I've already cooked a little bit today. And after a podcast, my neighbors and I are meeting together for a potluck.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's
yeah.
That's awesome. So you're cool with your neighbors. That's what's up.
Community, right? It starts in... Right. These guys and girls have stayed up with me just to let you know to roll egg rolls too.
Oh, wow.
Like they have learned to roll good egg rolls, just to let you know.
That's awesome. Austin.
Is.
So Texas is a big state. How's is there like a Khmer community in Austin or are they all spread out too?
It's mostly in Houston and Dallas. I make this joke all the time, but like, we're always like, oh, anyone Cambodian, they're Chanda's family. And the thing is, it's just a very small community. That's all. We have a community up there is a Khmer Wat down in Del Valley, which is a town like 30 minutes away. So it's a small community, but it's there. And actually, meaning to say, another one of my friends who happens to be here in Austin is someone you know too. You introduced us, and now she's like my ride or die partner.
Oh, is she?
Janie Lamb. Yeah,
shout out to Janie.
Shout out to Janie.
I met her just through my podcast. I reached out to her it hasn't even been a year yet since it started, but I think she's like one of my earlier guests. I'm not sure which episode number it was, but I reached out to her and she was down to do it. So shout out to Janie. At the time, she was actually in the moving to Texas from I think Vegas. So it was like that was cool that she set a little time aside for me during her move or like early on. She wasn't unpacked yet, but she did a little episode for me, and I'm glad you guys are friends, and the power of just social media and just networking, and that's cool. I figured I'm not sure how we started talking, but I'm like, I only know one chick from Texas. Maybe you guys could be friends, and because she's if you're moving to Texas, I know one. She cooks Khmer food. Maybe you guys could be friends. Like food brings people together. So it's like that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. What did I say to you earlier? Food is love, right? We'll come over. Like I think it was New Year's during New Year's. She was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I had a break, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wake up really early and work. And she's like, I'm gonna my child. I was like, you didn't have to
say less.
Say what?
Say less.
And not only when I know. I was like, say, Mom, this is so good. So yeah. So but yeah. So thank you for the introduction because she's such a good friend, and it's so good to and I say this, I don't only have Cambodia. I have my friends are multicultural as we all are, right, in the United States. I want to say, but like it's so nice to connect with another Khmer And like, we didn't grow up together, but man, it's so nice to talk to someone and our traditions and what our parents say and how we grew up together. It's such an instant connection.
Yeah.
So,
especially Khmer people, we have a lot of similarities. And, we have, our parents, we're a lot alike. It's just the way we're raised, like traditional or strict or whatever. Like every time I meet someone Cambodian, like, especially in New York, because it was hard to find a Cambodian person in New York. So it was like, well, I met a few, so they're cool. It's really cool to hang out with them and just being around them. The energy, you get that energy, and then they're different too. Like people that grew up in the East Coast, you'll hear their New York accent. Like, what, Cambodian with a New York accent? I'm like, that's crazy.
What about our friends in France? Our Cambodian with a French accent.
I like that. I like that. Those accents and like the Australian accent. Like, wow.
Yes.
That's crazy.
No, so a couple of my followers, or a few of them actually, are from France.
Mm-hmm.
And but they're Khmer. I was like, this is so cool. Like, here I am. We're in Texas. In Texas, like, we learn Spanish here a lot. And so you're like, you got a Cambodian speaking Spanish over here. You got a Khmer person speaking French here. And then, like, what else? What else you got?
Canada. We're everywhere now. So it's like, I think it's really cool to see that, especially with just social media. You can just communicate with anyone in real time these days.
Yep. I mean, y'all are cracking up in all your podcasts. I've seen a handful of them. So I don't think there's a boring moment. And you're right. Face to face is pretty funny there too,
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, you're talking to, a girl who believes in face to face. So, just preaching to the choir there, because at the end, connectivity is so important. So whenever, it's great because I'm sure our introvert friends love what's going on. We don't have to be, in person, but I feel like a person like me, and I say you because at least you seem extroverted, but we, eventually will need that, human contact again.
I'm just shy at first, but once I meet someone, I'll open up. I think I get shy at first, but once we get going, I'll open up. But but with some of my guests that are like my friends that I grew up with, we joke and talk shit all day. It's just like having a combo. That's what I want people to feel on this podcast when they come on.
Yeah,
I want them to feel comfortable. They could be themselves. It's uncensored. Like if they cuss, that's fine. Like some people will be like, "Oh, part of my language, part of my language." No, you're cool. You're good. It's like you be yourself. Yeah.
No, but our joke is like when you and I were talking today, I'm gonna tell them like what am I gonna do with my hands? Like Mary counting down like that. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do?
Vogue, strike a pose.
I know. I was like, am I striking a pose or I'm trying to figure it out?
I feel you. Like I'm like that when I take pictures. I never know what to do with my hands, or what I mean, like.
Is that why we do this in Khmer whenever we're like taking photos with our family? They're always like.
I think that's like the Asian thing, the peace sign.
Dude, back at not even just like in Khmer, but when I'm with like my family and like friends visiting, like we're all smiling and laughing right now, and then like when it's camera time, they're like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "What?" And I'm the only one in the picture who's like smiling.
So you've been to Cambodia. How many times you been back? I still haven't been back yet. I got my passport now, so that's my goal. It's on my bucket list.
Oh yeah, good. Get your passport. Get your passport.
No, I have it now. I just got it like this year.
Okay. So I went back to Khmer, and I've been back 4 or 5 times. I'm like,
wow.
Well, 4 times to see the family, and I'm about to get in trouble. And then I went another time to Southeast Asia just to visit, around.
5 times.
Without seeing anyone.
When was the most recent time? Like, how long ago was it?
Probably about like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
We were going to go back this year. But COVID happened, and my mom passed away.
Aww.
And so this would have been her 10th year coming up in July. We were gonna do one out there too. So,
my condolences
but tell you,
to your mom.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. But you know what? You've got good people along the journey of healing to help hold your heart, man. Something I want to say to you that I maybe you'll feel too is I don't feel incomplete, right? But and I was 21 the first time I went back. And I remember I stepped off the plane and it was like, I felt complete and I never knew there was a part of me missing. And it was just,
the motherland.
There it was.
The motherland.
The motherland.
Yeah.
For real. The motherland.
So the first time,
Absolutely.
I bet you it's like a culture shock or just like a, wow. I always dreamed of going back, I've never been back. So it was like, wow. I feel like it's like eye-opening experience and like just like a peaceful.
Yep. It was. There was this time, and I'm sure you've learned, like, just through us chatting through messaging and whatnot, that, like, I love kids, right? As much as I love food. And so the first visit we went to Ngawat, right? And guys, back then the infrastructure sucked. It took just like 8 hours to get there. It was really a 3 hour kind of drive kind of thing. Now it's gotten better, right? The more we go, the more, the faster we get there. But, so the first time we went over Christmas time, and we were with my family on vacation. Then a few of us went on vacation while we were on vacation. It was just, we met so many kids, and there's poverty everywhere, right? But the story that I wanted to leave with you is that these kids, we spent so many days with them, right? We weren't able to give them money, but we bonded with them through food, and we met times to hang out with them. And on Christmas Eve, which was like the night before I was going home, it was just the gift of giving, right? We spent some more time together, and these kids had just grown on me. And I found pictures of them the other day. I went through my photos, but they came over and brought me like gardenia flowers in a bracelet, and they gifted it to me. So it's just like, man, to be back in Zokamai and Ngawat, meeting the community, and these kids who, didn't have much, all gathered together to gift me a flower bracelet. And so, yeah, that's just one of my journeys home. Plus the food was great.
The food. What would you like most about the food over there? The street food, like the bugs? Do you eat the tarantula or what?
Okay, so
I'll try it.
I think I know I will next time because my little cousins are eating it. But the food was fresh, like everything. You're walking around. First of all, if you go to market, if you haven't been, make sure you go in the morning. Everything's fresh in the morning. I mean, like sugarcane juice, they're just making it in front of you.
I love sugarcane juice.
Oh my gosh, it is so good. So good. But yeah, and like the prawns, Mom was like, I thought I knew what a prawn was. And then we're at my uncle's house, and they lifted up the dish cover, and I'm like, am I eating steak? It was like 12 ounces.
Wow.
Of prawns. And that's from the Mekong River.
That's almost a pound, huh? Wow.
Yeah. So, you're definitely in for an exciting ride.
So 5 years ago.
Yep.
And it changed a lot since then. So like everything's advancing over there now too. So
I know.
I definitely want to go check it out sooner than later. I mean, I think Cambodia is dealing with the lockdown and stuff right now. So I think I don't know how they're progressing right now. So hopefully the next year or two, man, I definitely want to go.
Yep. I hope to. I hope it everything gets better sooner than later. My pa, he's much older. I want to take him a time that he can still enjoy while he's there versus just like not getting around. But when he's there, he feels good too. Like he doesn't walk with a cane for some reason. Like it's just his. When your mind is good, your body's good.
Right.
And so yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all will be in the same plane together because sometimes we fly through New York.
Oh really? So New York is a place that people fly out of to go to Cambodia? Does it go straight to Cambodia, or does it go like Korea, then Cambodia?
No. So we're taking that. We do Singapore Airlines. And guys, like that's like one of my favorite airlines. But Singapore stops in New York, stops in Moscow, stops in Singapore, and then Zokamai.
So there's a few stops. And is that the norm when they go into Zokamai, or is there like a one stop where you go stop in like...
There is... I don't know the airline, but there is one that actually is just straight there. And I believe that's like they just started doing it like 5 years ago. But I have not done that one yet because I like to stop. I like to stop in Moscow because they have,
Stop and take a break and check out the scene, like sightsee. I mean, I don't mind stopping. I'm just saying to me, I'm anxious to get to the destination.
Yeah.
I want to check it out. But...
So if you fly through Singapore and like if you have a 10-hour layover or 3-hour, whatever it is, take the longer layover. Here's why. You want to stop in Singapore and get the street food.
Yeah, how are they among the best in the world at food? Like their food culture is crazy.
Yeah. Yep. So
Michelin
one of my, Yep. And it's like, the street food, like you said, it's a month there and they have like 99-cent area where you just pick up the food and ready to go. But one of my favorite guys, my hero in the whole wide world is Anthony Bourdain, right? They say heroes don't wear capes. Yeah. And that was one of his like footings that I followed. You just stop and you go.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely want to use my passport now that I got it. So definitely Singapore, like maybe Malaysia, just see the world. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen the world yet.
Yep.
I haven't even left America. The only place I've been is Canada. That's outside America, but that's still North America. But it's like,
It's still somewhere.
yeah,
Don't discredit yourself.
I love Canada
For
though.
sure.
I have family over there, but it was like BC, like, cause like Seattle. Seattle, Canada, is like 4 hour drive. So I was like, I used to drive there as a kid with my
Dude.
my family,
Oh.
like BC, like Vancouver,
Okay.
BC. We used to go to Queen Elizabeth Park with a
Yeah.
whole bunch of Khmer families. We go to Chinatown, get some like terrain, get some rambutan,
Oh my
get some
gosh.
lychee, and have a little picnic with the whole squad of Cambodian families from Seattle, and we just have a good time. They had like the fountains at Queen Elizabeth Park. Me and the kids
Yeah.
would play in the fountains. It was so fun. Yeah, those are my childhood
Yeah,
memories.
that's cool. I gotta ask a question. I guess that's all is cold, but I was like, the idea of Cambodian folks in like cold area, that's like interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you were born overseas too, like me,
I was
right?
born in Cowdown, and then
And so-
we were sponsored to Seattle, so and that's where
Okay.
we settled, and then eventually we
Okay.
moved like 2 hours south of Seattle in a small town called Kelso that no one really knows of.
Okay.
So it was kind of a small town, but my family, like half my family, stayed in Seattle, so that's why I always rep Seattle because nobody knows where Kelso is. It's like that's where I went to school. So, but we did.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's-
my brother's in Seattle.
So I
my
get
nieces,
it.
my nephews, all in Seattle. So yeah.
Is that where your mom is at too?
She's
You were visiting recently, right?
my mom actually she raised me in Kelso, but
Okay.
she's now living in Puyallup, which is only like a 20-minute drive south of Seattle. So
Okay.
everyone's up
Gotcha.
north now. Everyone's up north, so
Yep.
that's why I love visiting. Seattle's like the
Yep.
perfect place to visit. I don't know. Have you been to Seattle? You gotta go check it out.
No, actually, that's my next place to go to in U.S. I want to go out there.
Let me
and
know when
just-
you go there. I'll tell you where to go eat. There's like I
Yes.
just got done interviewing Karuna Long. He's actually he's a Khmer owner of a really popular hip bar that started out as a cocktail lounge called Oliver's Twist, but he started incorporating Khmer food.
Oh my gosh.
Khmer food in his menu, like twaco, stuffed
Yes.
chicken wings, and like all kinds of good
Yes.
stuff, like home cooked food. So it's been doing really
Yes.
well, and
Yes.
I just spoke to him, and I think you guys would I think you would enjoy that spot too, and
Absolutely.
yeah, good.
You haven't strayed me wrong just
Yeah.
yet. I stopped in, I did my own little places when I was in Long Beach, but I definitely reached out and met the family over at Noodles. And man, I knew I was in for a treat, but you led me there. And I knew I was in for the treat, but
How
the family, they're so great.
Yeah.
Like we talk every other day, just either I'll text, Noreen, I'll text her, and then like Mo, I'm like, what's up, dude? So, but it's just more, man, the food is great. And so far you haven't strayed me wrong. So I'll definitely stop in.
Yeah, shout out to Mo and his family. They were like one of the first
Yeah.
people that showed me love when I first visited Long Beach back in 2012, I think. And we've been friends since.
Aye.
And and then it was his idea to come up with the Chluy Bowl. I'm like, the rest is history. He's like, what do you like? I like intestines. I like all that stuff. Quail egg. Throw in some pork rinds. Them pork rinds added. It's a game changer.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. It was definitely a game changer.
Yeah.
So guys, I have to tell you this though, because I went with one of my best girlfriends. She also is my neighbor, Vivian. She met up with me while I was out there because my trip was like 10 different vacations in one. But with your Chluy boy, we were picking up the quail eggs. And like it wouldn't come and pick up, but finally we're able to pick it up. We're like, we messed up the quail bag over here, son. Look, but man, that's a tricky one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is so good.
Did you get it dry or wet with the?
I got it dry because I've learned to put everything dry, and then even the next time I went, I did the Phnom Penh noodles because you got to go traditional.
For sure.
And we got a lot of other things, but I got that dry too. It's just something about the dry noodles, the way they just toss it
Take
out.
a sip with the bone broth. Like,
Yes.
wow, it's different. Yeah, that's like my first time trying that style, but it's really good.
Yeah. There is the bone broth, like it's different. Like the way it's served, I don't know. Y'all just need to fly out to Long Beach. I'm gonna go throw it out there, or fly out to my house for some Cambodian food because like that's why I cook here. Because like if I want Cambodian food, where are you gonna go? Fly to Long Beach? I can't always be.
How far is that trip?
Is
Is it like 2 hours, 3 hours, or what?
It's a 3-hour flight. It's a 3-hour flight, which is not bad, right? Because I can also drive to Houston.
Not too bad.
But, in Houston, we only really have like one Cambodian noodle shop. And that's the one that we go to also.
What's that place called?
It is called Phnom Penh Noodle Shop, I think in Khmer, but in English, and I can look it up, but it's on Greens Road.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the Phnom Penh noodles too.
Mm.
So, and they serve it with Jack Kwai, but like there's only one place. One. And Houston is huge. Like, we are one of the most culturally diverse cities in the United States. And that's why, and it's one in Houston. And that's why, since you and I have talked, that's what I want to do with cooking, right? I just want to cook. I don't want to get paid for it. I want to cook so everyone can enjoy it and to know about the Khmer culture, because a lot of people know about Vietnamese food, Chinese food, Thai food, but it's more of, I want people to know about our culture. Along that way, you also, I'm, leading my mom's legacy, but it's just every time I cook, we get to tell you a story about Cambodia. I get to tell a story about you, this Cambodian entertainer. I get to tell a story about, the Prince of Cambodia. And like, again, it leads back for me, 1975, why my family's here. So That's why I always cook, man. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
It's a story that goes with it.
So hopefully more and more Cambodian restaurants pop up. I feel like our food is really good, and I feel like it should become just as popular as like Thai food. Very similar, Thai, Vietnamese food. Like, why not Cambodian? Mm-hmm. Even Laotian food too. We're really similar, you know what I mean? Like, but they're starting to pop up too, like Laos food. So like, I think our time's coming. It's coming.
Dude, okay.
It's coming.
Dude, we got Tomb Raider. It's coming.
Once they take a bite of the taco or like stuffed chicken wings, it's just a wrap.
Gosh.
You know what I mean? I feel like.
Yes.
Do you make stuffed chicken wings?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. So that's gonna be. Okay, that's good to know. So you're making me write down. You're like, Bucko, next time you visit, stuffed chicken wing. Next time you visit,
I can never get sick of stuffed chicken wings.
No, not at all.
I feel like it'll be a big hit in Texas if you open a little shop or a pop up that just sold nothing but stuffed chicken wings or sakko chicken. Keep it simple. Start out small. I think it will. It'll attract, even if it's like a little food cart or even like, I don't know, man. I feel like it's food cart community in Texas too. I heard there's a lot of food carts.
It is.
Yeah.
A food trucks. Yeah.
Would you?
So go ahead. I agree.
Would you be open to starting something like a food truck or something? I think you'd kill it out there.
So it's crossed my mind, and I keep on saying no because before this, I was in the restaurant industry for 24 years of my life, and I just started marketing and IT like 3 years ago, which I love. But it's just somehow it leads me back to food, right? And the story of Cambodia. But that has crossed my mind, and I've talked to my director about it, things like that too. But going back to that last fundraiser we did, and that one was for the AAPI, and also for my sister, who happens to be one of the business owners in our community. She lost her entire farm at the time being, and she was able to save like 10% of it from the snowstorm. But anyways, I made egg rolls and I made sakochka. And man, literally they were eating it up. Like it was a 50-50 split down the middle. Like how many people ordered what? Because I do pre-orders.
Wow.
So slowly but surely, Austin's learning about Cambodia.
Yeah, that's awesome. Glad that you're out there spreading the word, the joy of food, our cuisine.
For sure.
You said you've been in the restaurant business for a long time? Oh, you were like a chef too, or what?
So no, I was all the above, right? It was supposed to be a summer job when I went into this one restaurant that, it's an entire corporation, but I was supposed to be a host, for Papa's restaurant. And it was supposed to be a summer job for college. And then I took every position before I graduated college. And I went into management, and then I went to the corporate office and worked front of the house operations. But in all that, like their food quality is great. Their service is great. So like you just learn a lot of techniques, and you asked me if I want to open a restaurant. I can help you run one because I used to run,
You've done it before,
do that.
Yeah.
So I did it before. So I want to, but my heart's there, right? My heart's there because when COVID hit, it was when it hit my restaurant community, and when a lot was going on. So I was like, this is real. So yeah. But yeah, come on over to Texas.
Yeah.
Y'all reach out. I love to cook for y'all. And this is one of the things I'm going to throw out my friend Tim's name, Tim Carson. He's been trying to get me to do this chef intimate night where people pay to come in and I cook for them. party of 2, party of 4. And I was an LBC and we were having lunch and our dinner, and I thought we were just having regular old dinner. No, he had to talk about business.
No.
He's like, dude, what do you need? What do you need from me? He's like, I'll get the clients. I just need you to cook. And I'm like, is this a business meeting now? So look forward to that. So we are planning on doing, having a couple of people over when people start to feel safe again, private dinners. Tim, I'm calling you out because you have been in my ear this last year about it. And I'm going to let you know, look forward to a cookbook in the next couple of years because I've been doing research too.
A cookbook.
Yeah. Because you know what I mean? Like, it's our generation. How do we keep our culture alive?
Damn,
not just for the Cambodian community, but how do we teach about the world how do we teach the world about Khmer food and the culture through food?
I love it. So cookbooks in the near future, is that your next exciting project?
First, yep. Mm-hmm.
The Chanda Mau cookbook, or is it the Feed Me Right Mau cookbook?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't decided on that part. I just knew, the context of it. And maybe it'll be Feed Me Right Now. And for those of y'all who are like, why is it Feed Me Right Now? Did she not spell now right? No, that's my last name, M-A-U. Mm-hmm. Feed Me Right Now. So, maybe that's it. What's going to catch on? What's going to catch your eye? Let me feed you right now. Maybe one of those. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So,
great.
Yeah, share those recipes. I'd love to research them. That's what I'm actually doing tonight after the potluck with my friends. We're doing a little bit of R&D in the kitchen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chanda, for your time. And
thank you so much.
I had a great conversation. It was fun talking to you, and it's finally good to talk to you face to face and learn more about you. And if you guys are gonna visit Austin, Texas, make sure you hit up Chanda, give her a follow. If you guys trying to adopt a dog this weekend, hit her up. Support her. Order some egg rolls or just donate for the cause. Whatever she's doing, it's a pop-up. It's like the proceeds go towards a good cause. And thank you guys for the support. And tune in to the next one.
Hi, y'all. This is Chanda. You're tuned into ChluyTalk.